They look so pretty. Even in the camera, it's such pale, pretty colors. I love it. They look so pretty. Even in the camera, it's such pale, pretty colors. I love it. Except for, like, you know, this side, it's all green and blue, but... my books are calling. Can't see. Wait to see what the bottom shelf holds. Oh, these cute little tiny pots. So cute. Glazes, they just they need more layers as opposed to less, which is something that you don't really know until you try it, right? Some glazes they do fine with less, some do fine with more. So here we go. We got two more on this shelf. Okay, so we got green. This one's one I've done before. I did it for my Wizard of Oz collection. So when you're firing it and stuff, the speckles will come through the clay because it's actually the clay that has the speckles, not the glaze. But you can kind of see this is bloating, and we don't want that. Dang.
Yeah, so you can see right there all the bloating.
see if we can. Yeah, this one has a lot more bloating on the little bits of bloating. It's really hard to see on the camera though. Dang. Days did not turn out. Hello everybody, how is it Thursday already? This week has gone by so crazy. It's gone by so fast. I don't know where it went. I don't know that there's gonna be much of it, or that there is much of an intro to this video. Like I said, this week has been crazy insane. Like, just trying to keep my head above water. So I have done some writing. Yesterday, as you saw, I was doing my From Here shift, and actually while I was at my From Here shift, I was kind of thinking through things, like what I wanted to do next in the story, and kind of plotted it out. But then when I got home and started talking to my husband about it, I realized that I was going to have a character do something that was not in character for them, and it was kind of like the next big thing that I was going to have in the book. So honestly, last night I didn't write much. I think I got like 78 words, and really that was just me writing notes to myself on the next chapters I want to write, because most of the evening was spent trying to rework my plot, because, you know, the thing that I had that was going to kind of lead into the rest of the drama to kind of finish off the book couldn't happen with the characters and the things I had set. So yeah, so I went through the whole thing again and like just basically had to replot the rest of this book last night, and writing didn't happen. And that's okay, because I actually was ahead for that day. That's kind of where we're at. That's what happened yesterday. Sorry I didn't get any video of that, because I was in the depths. Like so what I did was I've been you know, making notes on my Scribe. So this is a Kindle Scribe, and it has like a pen and stuff, and so you can actually have notebooks and just write straight on your Kindle Scribe, and along with reading ebooks and stuff like that. And so basically I just had 2 documents here and here, and I just spent like a good 3 hours in these 2 documents just trying out ideas, like making lists. No, that won't work. No, that won't work. How will I get this to work? Who, you know, how am I going to get this reveal to happen and that reveal to happen? It was it was a lot. And by the time I got done doing all the plotting and stuff, and like writing little notes to myself on what to do for the next couple of chapters, I just didn't have it in me to actually write a bunch of words. So I kind of gave myself the day off. I've been writing every single day, and that's not usual for me. Usually there's, you know, pottery and things like that that take precedent, and you know, I kind of do it like every other day, or, you know, it's more like, you know, 3 to 4 times a week. instead of like 7 days a week. And so I think for me, I'm just not used to having that kind of you know, because like normally if I did a bunch of pottery things, I would kind of take the day off and I wouldn't do any writing. But with doing the nano, I have to do another 2,000 words, right? And so yeah, I think I just ran into the problem yesterday where it was like the plotting was just too much, and I had spent doing my shift at From Here for like 4 hours and stuff, and like was doing pottery, and like I was making Christmas ornaments and stuff out of clay, and I just was so worn out that it was like the words are just not coming. The words are not gonna come today. So today, or yesterday, the words weren't gonna come yesterday. So today is Thursday, and we're gonna try to get a bunch of words done. I think if I do the 2,000 words, I should catch up for what I need done today. If I can squeeze in a little bit more writing, that would be cool. I don't have anything else going on. It's just going to be straight up writing from here on out. So we'll see. We'll see if I can get to see how many words I can get today. I do have an idea because like I did all the plotting and stuff yesterday. I do have an idea what I want to do next. So we'll probably get into that. I should stop chatting and get some writing done so that I won't be behind. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna be writing. I'm gonna be having this like right next to me so that I can remember, because the whole plot that I had in my head is not working. So guess is why I, write it all down and stuff, because there's no way my brain's going to remember any of it, especially if I change it halfway through. So yeah, that's what we're doing. So how did I do? I ended up kind of hitting my stride, and I got the first like 1,100 words pretty easy. I did have to do a little bit of research because of something that I'm doing in the book. I don't know. I kind of came up with this idea. Well, it's kind of been one that I've had from the beginning of writing this book, but it's one that I haven't quite figured out how I want to portray it, like how I want it to happen. And so the last 1,000 some odd words took me longer because I was trying to research some things and trying to figure out how I wanted this particular thing to come across. And I think I did it. I don't know, right? You can always edit it if it doesn't turn out right. Yeah. So I ended up getting like 2,301 words or something like that. And I'll put like it at the end of the day what I actually got, because I don't remember off the top of my head. But I did hit my word count for today. I actually did some sprints with some of my other writer friends, which was kind of fun. So I wasn't doing it alone. We were all kind of working on our different projects and stuff. And yeah, I don't always do sprints with other people, but like sometimes it's just easier, especially if I'm having a hard time just convincing myself to do the writing. And I was really worried about how to do these next couple of chapters, and the last one I just finished, I like, it's like one of the scenes of the chapter. I like it. It's not like I'm in love with it, I'll 100% keep it kind of thing, but it did kind of convey what I wanted it to do. I think it works. It might need like edits and stuff, I don't know. But the first scene I wrote, like from the chapter, I love that one. It was really cute. There was some really sweet moments. It's definitely given like those found family vibes, and like everybody just kind of having reprieve after what happened in the midpoint, which I think not only did my characters need, but the reader would need as well, because there was a lot of heavy stuff that happened in the midpoint. And so I did kind of want to give readers and my characters a breather. And so yeah, that's, like I said, I always kind of struggle around the midpoint and then like find out that I don't like my writing or sit there and rewrite scenes and chapters and stuff. So I am trying really hard just to push through, and then we've got tomorrow, and then we'll see where we're at for word count. And yeah, I think I'm on track for today. Like, I think I got myself back on track with the 2,000 words, so I might be a little ahead. I don't know. Sometimes those graphs are hard to like understand and stuff, you know. Or maybe I'm just really bad at math. I don't know. Anyways, that's what we did today. I'm glad I got some writing done, and I will see you all tomorrow. Hi everybody, so it is Friday and I'm going to get to working on my writing again. So I did actually write like over 2,000 words yesterday on Eyes of Pewter, but I also did like another 900 words after that, but it wasn't in Eyes of Pewter, or I say Eyes of Pewter, the second book of the Hollowed Chronicles. Not Eyes of Pewter, but it's in the series. I keep calling it Eyes of Pewter. I'm just used to marketing that book, so it's in my brain. But anyways, so the second book that I've been working on, I did get like 2,000 words written in it, but this other 1,000-ish words that I wrote had nothing to do with that book, had nothing to do with that series. And yeah, I kind of just really wanted to write it. I've been kind of ignoring it. I've been like, no, let's not do too many projects at once. We don't need another story to write, you know. Been trying to like convince myself that I don't need to start writing this story. But I just couldn't not anymore. I really love this story, and this was actually the series that I was going to start with originally. But I'd gotten about 2 years into it, and had finished, pretty much almost finished the manuscript. Like, it was almost completely written, done. And then my hard drive died and I lost everything. And I didn't just lose it, like the manuscript. I lost notes. I lost 2 years worth of writing in other stories. It was like this huge blow. It was like something I wasn't expecting. It just happened all of a sudden. There was no way to recover it. My hard drive ended up being locked and there was no way to figure out what the password was. Believe you me, I tried tons of things, had computer people looking at it. Like, I really wanted that story back, and it just wasn't, it wasn't meant to be. I wasn't meant to have it. And so because of that, because of my hard drive dying and me losing all that work, I didn't feel like writing it. I didn't want to write it. I was really frustrated and angry that I'd spent all that work on it and then it was just gone. Don't worry, since then I have learned that I need to like email it to myself, that I need to have it in multiple places, you know, things like that, so that I don't run into this problem again. But I didn't know it at the time and I lost it and I just didn't feel like writing it. And I will say it's been about 2 or 3 years since I have even thought about, well, I shouldn't say since I thought about this story, but it has been 2 or 3 years since I've even worked on that story. I definitely needed a break from it because of what happened. And so I decided to have Eyes of Pewter and the Hollowed Chronicles be my debuts, and that start off with that series. Because I just couldn't write the other one. But like, as I've been writing book 2 and knowing that this is going to be a duology and that I'm almost done with like this whole thing, I've just been feeling like I want to get back into that first series again, that I want to get back in that world, that I want to write that world. I love those characters. I love the magic system. Like The one in Isoputer is cool. It's a little bit simpler. It's not the like this series that this series that I kind of gave up on. Not that it is like a super complicated magic system, but there is a lot more to it, a lot more to the world, a lot more to the magic, a lot more to like everything, because I was planning on it being a 7-book series at least. And so yeah, I just found myself wanting to get back into it, wanting to write that magic, wanting to write those characters. And so I did. So I wrote about 1,000 words in that particular series. And yeah, it'll be the series that I work on after the Hollowed Chronicles is done and after I release the duology. There is a spin-off I plan on writing in that world, for the Hollowed Chronicles world. But I do think that the next book I work on after the second book of this, the second book that comes after Isoputer, I do think the next book I'm going to be working on is this series. And so it wasn't like I was completely off the rails writing a story that I didn't even plan on publishing soon or anything like that. But I just wanted to get back into that world, and I've missed it. I needed like a 3-year break, and now I'm like, I miss you. I want to write you all the time. I want to be in this world all the time. And so, yeah. So anyways, that's what I did. I got 2,000 in, the second book of Isoputer. I got 1,000 in this other series that I've started. And then some of you who've been following me for a while, especially over on Instagram, probably know what book I'm talking about. I actually did like this series way back when I was first looking to become a self-published author, where I kind of did like an excerpt from each of the chapters as I was writing it, over on my Instagram and stuff. I think the story is going to change a little bit. I don't think it's going to be exactly like what I have on there now. Like I said, it's been like 2 or 3 years. Part of the reason why I took a break from it too was I didn't feel like I was at the level I needed to be with my writing to be able to do that. Like I said, the story's a little bit more complicated, the magic system's a little bit more complicated, the characters are a little bit more complicated. So yeah, that's what we did. Anyways, I'm not going to count the 1,000 words that I wrote towards the 50,000 for the month, just because I really want to finish this book. I really want book 2 to be almost done or done by the time, the 50,000 words is done. And so I'm not actually going to count that 1,000 words towards, my goal for the month. Like, I know, any words counts, but for me, the whole point and purpose of doing the 50,000 words in November was to actually get book 2 done. So we're going to be doing that today. We're going to be coming over here, writing another 2,000 words, hopefully. And yeah, that's kind of what I have planned today. And then of course we got to edit this video, and put it up, and yeah, this week was a weird week. I'm Anyways, we probably should get started so that this video isn't 100 hours long like it was last week. And yeah. Hello, so update on what I got done today. I did get about 1,000 words done, and then I got distracted again. I decided to start a new project, and I just kind of had these ideas of how I wanted the first chapter to be with the spin-off for, is in the world of the Hollowed Chronicles. but it's kind of after everything's happened in book 2. And because I kind of know how the plot's going to work out in book 2, I had this really fun idea of how I wanted chapter 1 to go in, you know, the spin-off that I'm going to be writing. And so before I lost the idea and stuff, or kind of had it somewhere where I wouldn't remember where I put it, I decided to go ahead and just kind of start that chapter with like the scene and the perspectives that I was planning on doing. And it was just fun. I am doing some characters from books 1 and 2 in the spin-off, but they're characters that we don't see a lot of. And I'm really excited about it, and it was really fun to write at least like the first part of that scene. It kind of made me smile a little bit. And yeah, that's also probably going to end up being multiple POVs. I'm planning on having it be 2 right now. Of course, that might change. The original idea behind the spinoff though is just having 2 POVs. So point of view characters, so having it from 2 different characters throughout the story, kind of going back and forth, a lot like I did with Eyes of Pewter. And then this, you know, the second book that I'm writing right now, it so far has 4, and I'm not sure if I'm going to keep all 4. I know it'll probably at least have 3 points of view. We'll just see how it goes, see how long it ends up being with the 4 points of view and stuff, seeing if all the scenes actually need to be in the book when I go to edit it and stuff with having the 4 POVs. But anyways, that's kind of what I got done. So I ended up writing, what, another like, I don't know, 200, 300 words of that story of the spin-off. Not that I really need to be writing so many stories at once. I do realize that I am a person who does need to have multiple stories, but I don't know that I'm going to keep writing the spin-off. I just really wanted to make sure I got that idea out of my head, because I'm not exactly sure what I know what I want some of the plot to be. Like, I know like what I want up to the midpoint to be for the spin-off, but like I don't have it all worked out, like, you know, bullet points or anything like that, like I do for the second book and like I do for the next series that I'm writing. So that series, actually, because I almost finished the entire first book of that series before my hard drive crashed, I actually have quite a bit of that plot worked out already, which kind of makes it easier for me to write. So I'm not, you know, having to toy with the ideas as much. Not to say that I wouldn't change some of them if I found out the plot worked better one way or the other. But I mean, like, I do have like a basic idea of all of the major plot points and stuff like that of that series. So yeah, that's what I did today. And for the rest of the day, I'm probably just gonna be editing this video and trying to get it up in time for Saturday, which is when I've been posting all of my videos for, you know, doing the 50,000 words in the month, whatever you want to call it, whether you want to call it Nano, whether you want to call it Rough Draft Challenge. Yeah, that's what we got done today. So the final update before I sign out for this week, for week 2 of, you know, the 50,000 words in a month is, give me a second. We are at 25,249 words so far for week 1 and week 2 together. And then as far as the manuscript and total goes, we are getting closer to 40,000. So I'm at 37,448 words. I think I'm pretty on par for what I think is going to happen. I think I have about another 20,000 words, 25,000 words to go in the story. There's a lot of other major plot points that are going to happen. I just got done writing one of them, and kind of we're going to have some fallout from that. It'll probably be about 20,000, 25,000 words left in the story. So I think it'll work. I think we're on par for what we need to do. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at for week 2. And I will keep you updated on how week 3 goes. I hope you're enjoying these videos. And if you would like to know whether or not I meet that 50,000 that I've kind of set for myself and actually finish my manuscript, make sure to like and subscribe to this video. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. Thank you.